What's going on, lads? It's Billy the Kid here, and I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for joining me for today's video, which is another War Thunder Ground Forces tutorial. And in this tutorial we're going to start off a small little series in which I'm going to cover each of the 5 maps that have been introduced for the tanks of War Thunder. Very lately I've seen new people, and just generally people that should have known the maps by now, should have learned how to use the maps to their advantage, just completely do silly things and have no idea where they're going. So in this little series I'm going to show you the best place to go, the best angles to go for, and just general tips that I've experienced with the maps of War Thunder, so that you know and you can use for your advantage in doing the best that you can absolutely do with your tank on these maps in War Thunder. And today's video we're going to have a look at Ash River, quite possibly my favorite map of all of the 5 maps that have been introduced so far with the tanks of War Thunder. And first off, we're going to just explain that these experiences are my own. You may have your own strategies, you may have your own tactics that you can use, that's fine and dandy, but I'm just going to show you the ones that I have experienced and I think are the best ones to use so that you can use them for yourself. Anyway, so let's get off to the basics, and we'll just show you where exactly you're going to spawn when you spawn on these maps. So first thing to know is, on arcade battles, sometimes the spawns will be swapped around. In this instance, the Russian spawn one is here, and the other one is here. That's where the Russians will spawn if you play, for example, on realistic battles or simulator battles. The spawn system will never deviate. They will always spawn on this side of the map. But on arcade battles, sometimes the spawns will be swapped around. So I'll just show you really quickly. That's where the Russian spawns. One there and one there. And I'll just show you really quickly where the Germans spawn. The German spawn is one here and one here. So if I just back up a little bit, you can see that the map isn't very big, but as you can see, the spawns are pretty much near the center of the map, so the action starts off straight away. So let's start off with this example, because in this gameplay I was using the Su-85 tank destroyer, and I actually had a perfect gameplay, I had a perfect round, so I saved the replay just to show you what you can do. Say for example you spawned as the Russians. If you're playing arcade battles, realistic battles, doesn't matter. Let's just say you spawned on this side of the map. Where do you go? As you can see my Su-85 here with the Irish tricolor flag. In this example, I knew exactly where I was going to go. So I spawn, and I straight away know where to. And I'll time this in with the actual replay as well. I head down this road, keep going all the way down this road, and you'll get to this little junction here. Not junction, but you'll get to a turnoff. Straight ahead you'll see the bridge that leads to the actual objective. Also to note, if I just zoom out, you'll notice that there's 3 objectives. There's A, B and C. Depending on the game mode you may have 1 objective, and that's normally the one by the bridge in the center of the map. So that's something to take note. Anyway, so you'll get to here, and instead of crossing that bridge where you're going to be very exposed to the enemy who will also be rushing for that central objective, you want to turn left down this dirt road here. Take note now, the enemy is going to be coming from that direction over there. So you'll get to here, you may see an enemy, but don't stop, just keep driving down until you get to this hill right here. You'll see these trees, and you want to start slowing down until you get to this corner here. Now if I just zoom in, can I zoom in? No. There we go, zoom in. So you'll notice that there's an AI tank that pops around here, Panzer 38T. You might want to take him out, you might not want to, but either way he's up for your killing if you want to take him out. But right here is where you need to be cautious, because the enemy is going to be coming from that direction, and they're going to be coming not for you, but they're going to be going towards the objective. Now that's not to say they might not be looking over in your direction, but if they don't, then you might want to take out 1 or 2 tanks if you see them. There's going to be another AI tank just on that riverbed there. Anyway, once you have taken out the enemy, or once you are sure that the area is secure and it's clear, you want to keep driving all the way down, continue over these rocks, be wary of your right flank because it's going to be very vulnerable because the enemy is going to be coming from over there. Keep looking to the right, but keep driving all the way down, keep going all the way down until you get to the very end right here, right next to this wall and right next to this rock. You want to drive very slowly and just go over the top, and the enemy will be right in front of you. They will have their flanks exposed. Generally, pretty much 80% of the time, the enemy isn't even looking in this direction. They're still looking towards the alpha spawn where everybody else is firing and fighting it out to try and cap it, and you can at your leisure just take out the enemy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you like. And of course, depending on the game mode, you may only have one objective, so everybody's rushing for the central objective, the alpha objective near the bridge. Sometimes you will have objectives like these where you have 1, 2, and 3. So that is the #1 area to go when you're the Russian spawn. For me personally, that is the #1 area to go. One thing to note though is when you're here, say right by this tree, if you're not careful enough and if the enemy is smart enough, they will have deployed tanks up on the ridge, and right there, if I can press E, yeah, they may put a tank here to try and snipe down onto the center of the map, to try and snipe anybody that's trying to cap alpha, and they may have a shot. If they're here, they may see you and they may take a shot at you. So when you're there, keep an eye on the ridge behind you. But if you're here, then if you're right here, then there's no way they can get a shot at you. There's no way they can get their gun on you. So keep an eye on your radar as well. Just keep an eye on your surroundings and you should be alright. If you start taking fire, just relax. Just back off, come back down into this little dried up riverbed, it looks like, and just wait for, if you have to repair the tank, just wait for it to repair. Or what you could do is, if they get cocky, they might come after you, and what you can do then is just sit there and wait for them to come to you, and you can just have the height of, or the defensive advantage basically. They don't know exactly where you are. You could maybe back off down here. But that is generally the #1 strategy I would go pretty much 90% of the time. When I spawn on the Russian side, I always drive into that little dried up creek bed, because generally the enemy is coming from this direction and they're coming straight on, and they're all their attention is on this point right here, especially if your team already has it capped. So they're going to be looking over here for guys to shoot. There's a little pathway here that the enemy likes to take to try and access this flag area here. You can snipe them at will. Just take note that the ridge behind you could offer a viewpoint for an enemy to snipe at you from here, but if you start taking damage, don't worry, just back off and take cover. Now that's not the only strategy I use for the Russian spawn. Another one I use is, and I don't have gameplay of this, but you'll get the idea. When you spawn here on the Russian spawn, doesn't matter which one, I very rarely use this low path here, because it seems to me more like a camp spot. People like to snipe from this ridge line here, and generally speaking I very rarely, if not ever, use that point in the map. I always use the middle or the ridge. But let's talk about my other strategy for this map, for the Russian spawn. When you spawn in the Russian spawn, whether it's this one or the one over there, you want to try and drive back over here, and then you want to try and attack the ridge. Now attacking the ridge is fairly difficult because generally the German spawn will always send at least 1 or 2 guys up the ridge to try and take it. Now when you're driving up here, you have to be very careful. So you're going to be, where are we? Yeah, you're going to be driving up this hill like this Panzer IV. He's got the right idea. You're going to be driving up here. Now one thing to note is that there's 2 overwatch positions basically. There's one overwatch position here that overwatches the ridge and generally most of the middle map area. This is a good spot for like tank destroyers and self-propelled guns, because it allows you to just sit in one spot and use the advantage of a lack of a turret. And it's a good sniping spot. So if you were into sniping tanks from long range, this is a spot for you. But that's not what I generally do. I like to stay mobile. Anyway, so you're driving up the road, just like this Panzer IV. You want to take this dirt road here. Here's my phone. You want to take this dirt road here and keep sticking to the left. You'll see this big rock mound here. Just keep left, always keep left, until you get to this little ridge line here where this AI tank is driving up. You want to drive up here, and be wary though, because the enemy is going to be trying to hit this ridge line here. Depending on the game mode, it may be an objective. You want to keep to these rocks here, but just keep in mind of that objective to the right. Very, very rarely do anybody from the opposite team, from the Germans, will drive up here. Very rarely. Most of the time anyway, 80% of the time, they're always focused on the objectives and what's in front of them, but they very rarely check the right flank. They very rarely check the right flank. So keep up here, maybe stop here, check over in that direction there, check the objective area. If it's clear, push up, but be very cautious, because while you're driving up here, if anybody's coming up from the German spawn, you're going to be instantly highlighted on the map. As you can see, there's a AI tank there. But once you get to a position, say, right around here, if I drop the camera, you can have direct line of sight to the road that leads into their spawn. Now, if you want, you can just sit there and snipe them as they come up the road. Or if you want, once you've got a fairly good idea that the situation is secure, you can either drive down here and then proceed to drive straight into their spawn, or what you can do is take up a sniping position here and just snipe whoever's left on the map, and game over for the enemy team, a victory for you. So that is my two strategies for the Russian spawn. Like I said, I very rarely use this low end path down here, because people will position themselves right here and snipe each other from across. All this area is fairly exposed, even though you got the rocks here. You'll have to move eventually, and they'll be watching anybody moving there. So this flag right here has always been a big problem, and it's one I've never really managed to solve. But those are two of my strategies that I've used so far for the Russian spawn on Ash River. It's one that I highly recommend that you go ahead and try out. Just remember to watch your surroundings, keep an eye on your map, and just use the environment to your advantage. Remember, this hill right here, it's got perfect protection for your right flank. So there's no way that the enemy can fire on your right flank. You can just drive up, fire, reverse back, reload, drive back out, fire, and rinse and repeat. Just remember that they can flank you if they are good enough. They can flank you around here like so, and bang, straight into your engine and you're dead. And also keep in mind that they also have the ridge line. Now, if it's a case like there's only one objective, or even there's 3 objectives, this ridge line is pretty much key to the entire map. Well, not to the entire map, since you can't have a visual, you don't have eyes on the lower part of the map where C is, on the far left by the bridge. You can't see that part of the map from this ridge, but you can see pretty much all this area right here from this ridge. And now I'm going to go over the German strategies I have for the German spawn. So let's say, for example, you spawned on either one of these spawns. There's one here, like I said before, and there's one here. Now, most of the time I spawn on this one, and I believe this is a map where you have an option to select your spawn point. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm right, I can't quite remember. But let's just say you spawn on this part, the right hand side spawn. Now there's a number of pathways you can go down. You can go down this way to get into the center of the map to attack Alpha. There is a pathway here that there is an overwatch position here that generally allows you a good portion of the map, so you can use this for like tank destroyers or self-propelled artillery guns or anything like that. There's a pathway here which I very rarely use. I don't think I've ever used it, because it basically goes to the same direction, same place to where we're going. This is the main road I use for the German spawn. Like I said, the ridge line is key to operating on this map if you want to secure the objective. So what you want to do is grab your tank, drive up this road along with these AI tanks. There's another overwatch position up this road here if you want to stop your tank and just overwatch this area here. Just take note though, because you won't be able to take a shot on anybody, but you will be able to observe people. So that's a useful observation area if you want. Anyway, so let's say you're driving up here. This little area right here is something to take care of because it's quite a big fucking... It's a basically like a small little bump in the road, but if you're not careful, if you're going in a high-speed tank like a BT7, you might want to just take care of there because you will go airborne, and if you're going fast enough, you will damage your tracks, if not break them. Anyway, so you're going up here, and right now you have a choice. Do you want to go left, or do you want to go right up that hill there? It's totally up to you. Both strategies work, but me personally, I like to use this right strategy, heading up the right hand side. And right now I have two choices. I can go up that way, or I can go up the higher ridge. Now generally I take the lower ridge, because if you take the higher ridge, people that are already trying to attack the ridge line from the Soviet spawn or the Russian spawn, and they will see you. But not only that, but people from the lower end of the map, if I can zoom in, people from the lower map around there will see you as well. So that's something to take note as well. So generally I take the lower ridge and not the higher ridge, because I don't want to be spotted too easily. So you want to take the lower ridge, and then you can stop here because there's an AI tank that comes around there. You want to shoot that, push up until you get to this rock right here, because you want to just stop there and then turn your tank around and aim at the objective, because people are going to be coming from the Soviet spawn. They're not going to be giving a shit about this part of the map right here. They're going to go drive straight in. You'll see them trying to cap it. You'll shoot them, you'll kill them, you'll get the kills fairly easily. Generally speaking, they don't look at this part of the map, and you will get easy kills that way. Once you have that part of the map secured, and once your teammates have secured it, if they have, you have two options. One, you can drive up to the ridge right around here and start sniping at people trying to cap Alpha, or driving across the bridge, or generally in the center of the map. Or you can drive up here as well to start sniping. One thing to note though, when you're on this part of the ridge, remember that the Russian observation area is right there, so that's an area to keep an eye out for when you're trying to cap this objective, which is right there, because they will see you and they will take a shot at you. Another option that's open to you once you have the ridge secured is to drive into their spawn, and to do that you just drive in there until you hit this road here, and just follow the road until right there. You could take a right there, and right there is their spawn. That's one of their spawns, and the other one of course is down there. That is one strategy I like to use as the Germans. It's the one that I have most success on. This ridge, like I said, is pretty key to the pretty much all the map. Not all the map, 80% of the map. Another strategy I like to use is if you spawn on this spawn, the far left spawn, you don't have the option to drive up to the ridge immediately. You could choose to drive across and then make the long climb up the road, but it takes time if you're in a much more heavier tank. But what I like to do is take my tank, whatever it is, follow up this road as fast as I can, because speed is the key here, and stop at this rocky edge here at the base of the bridge. Now right here you have a number of danger areas. One is the ridge where the enemy can come. The second one is the actual objective themselves, which they can cross the bridge and then have line of sight when they get to the base of the bridge. They have line of sight of you. And there's another area right here. Where is it? Oh, actually it's here, sorry. One area is there where the enemy can drive up and then surprise you from behind, but this area here is pretty good for picking off people that are trying to approach the bridge, because there's a gap in the stone wall right around here or right around there, and you have direct line of sight to people driving down the road, this road right here, and they're trying to get to the bridge. You can just pick them off fairly easily, no problem at all. And once you have a secured position, you can then try and cross this bridge, but just be warned that it's very, very exposed, and you can easily get killed from people like right here. Generally I find a lot of tank destroyers sit there, or just generally anywhere along this part of the exposed map, they can just zap you instantly. Also, a key place to watch out for is actually under the bridge itself. People like to camp under the bridge because it gives them sort of cover from the ridge line. But that is pretty much my strategies for the German and Russian spawns. I believe I've covered everything. Let me just see if I have. Like I said, this low area here is one place to avoid because of snipers and just campers, and it's very exposed. And if anything, I would really not go there unless it was absolutely necessary, unless you had like one objective and that area seemed fairly clear, then I would try and cap it. But anyway lads, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope these tips and strategies help you out on Ash River while playing War Thunder ground forces with the tanks on these battlefields. Hopefully these tips and strategies help you out in getting the most kills above anybody else. And if you found this video useful, please leave a like, leave your feedback in the comment section down below, subscribe for more if you're new, and I'll have a video out soon in which I'll cover the map Jungle, so stay tuned for more tips and strategies and tutorials for War Thunder ground forces with the tanks of War Thunder. Thank you lads again for watching. This is Billy the Kid, and I'll see you again.